I don't need to make country music interesting. Country music is interesting. Did you not see the video I made about Chris Christopherson getting his career started by stealing an Army helicopter and landing it on Johnny Cash's yard to give him a demo tape? Well, if that story wasn't enough to make you think that country music's interesting, how about a story about another highwayman, Waylon Jennings? The Highwaymen was a magical group comprised of Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, and Waylon Jennings. But some critics are, well, critics. And in one interview with the Highwaymen, the interviewer, Paul Holmes, said, "Some critics have suggested you're doing this tour because none of you can sell out a show by yourselves." And well, Christopherson said, "Thanks for pointing that out." And Willie jokingly said, "Well, no, that's just Chris." Cash told him he couldn't remember the last time any of them hadn't had an individual show that wasn't sold out. And in fact, their schedules were so busy they had to plan the Highwaymen show outs a year in advance. Waylon's tact in answering the question was different. He says, "Paul, you ask another stupid question like that and I'll burn your house down." Well, most people might pass that off as a humorous threat to a stupid interview question. When it comes to Waylon, he's done it. And he did it in spectacular fashion, at least according to Billy Joe Shaver. The story goes that Billy was on tour with Waylon back in the late 70s. They were booked to do this show that was in a barn. The place was packed. People lined up out the door. People hanging up in the rafters just to watch the show. They finish the show, people start leaving, band starts packing up while they're waiting to get paid. They wait and more people leave and they get all packed up and the last few people are leaving. Pretty soon there's nobody left at this venue but the band. And when it becomes apparent they're not getting paid, Waylon finally calls it and tells everybody to load up on the bus. They're leaving. But Waylon disappears for a few minutes while the bus is idling, waiting to go, but he finally climbs aboard and the bus starts pulling out. And as the bus is pulling away, and before Billy Joe gets the chance to ask him where he disappeared to, he got his answer in the form of a very large boom, compliments of a couple sticks of dynamite Waylon carried around with him in the tour bus, just in case. Apparently, Waylon decided if he wasn't going to get paid for playing there, nobody was going to get paid for playing there because there was no longer going to be a there to play. So when Waylon tells you not to ask any stupid questions because he'll burn your fucking house down, it's probably good to heed that as a warning. And when I tell you that some of the most interesting things that have ever happened have happened because of country music, well, you better believe me.